Here is John and Mabel Ringling's bar. Wow, it's longer than I would have imagined.
Right under 80 feet.
80 feet.
And it's the same as having a Learjet in that period.
Oh, wow.
Millions of dollars in that time period.
Wow. What would the cost have been?
The scholar on this actually could quote exactly if you want to find it. I'm sure I can find that out.
So did they have staff with them on the Wisconsin as well?
Yeah,
Oh, the cruise quarter. Oh, okay.
Taylor Gordon. And so this is his compartment.
Oh, great. Okay. Oh, and I remember seeing this picture yesterday.
Yeah.
Great.
Diamonds here on the windows.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I gotcha, didn't I?
They do look like diamonds.
They call them jewels.
So here we go. Inside the Wisconsin. Reminds me of Harry Potter.
It is.
Okay, so this is the kitchen. And it's a train car, so it's a little tight in here, so I'm gonna lean down.
A little seat.
And look how they've used all the space. There are cabinets everywhere. Oh, and there's a seat right there. Oh, that's so cool. Would that have been for some of the staff as well?
I would imagine. Let's see
Oh, oh, that's
the
fantastic.
slips. So there's a little
Wow.
counter. It's all the original windows too.
Do you know how fast the train would have gone?
No, I'm not an expert on it.
No problem. I know sometimes I ask those questions that are...
If you have any questions, he's more than happy to answer.
And I feel every bit my 5'11" frame right now because I feel a little tall for the space. And so this would have been
Taylor Gordon.
Taylor Gordon's service quarters. And how long did Taylor Gordon work for the Ringlings? Do you know that?
I'm not sure because he went on to have a musical career.
Oh yes,
so,
you said he became a singer.
Right.
Did he travel with a spouse or family or anything like that? Okay, so this door, it has glass, so you can kind of see it, but it's just beautiful. Look at all the details, even the glass right here. And look, there's a fan up at the top. Oh, I love it. Is that fan authentic as well?
I think so.
Wow. And look at the ceiling. And so we have the botanical elements here as well that are painted that Mabel would have designed. Is that correct?
Right.
Now there's a lot of stained glass, and with Mabel's love of New York and Tiffany, did she have Tiffany do the glass?
Not that I know of. This is, I think, Coken glass that was specifically for Pullman train cars.
Oh, okay. This glass is frosted for their private quarters. Okay, and is this John Ringling's
Yes,
quarters?
with the brass bed.
May I step inside?
Sure. Original colors, everything.
Oh, look at the ceiling. Wow. And there's a fan in here. Would there have been a fan in here as well?
definitely.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, everything's accurate.
Oh.
David
Even down to the
Duncan.
carpet.
Oh yes, they had this recreated from a Pullman carpet of the period.
Like, so, and this would have been like the closet area.
You can open that if you want.
Oh, okay, great. Feels like it's locked.
I would think this would be the closet.
Oh, okay.
So this might be a door to
Oh.
the bathroom.
Oh, and this bathroom is fantastic. I mean, really? On a train car? I mean, could you imagine just having a nice warm bath while the train is just rolling by? So you can see with the ceilings too, they're thinking about John's height, right? So would he have had to step under? You're 6'2", Ron.
6'2",
So
but I think he could make it.
could make it without bumping his head.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right up there.
He's a big guy.
And there's a fan in here as well. I mean, really, just every comfort.
And these light fixtures are so fun.
Oh, so they're botanical as well. They've got the botanical influence.
You just pull that door shut.
Oh, certainly. Close the door. I'm afraid to touch anything, Ron. I was always taught in art school that when you're working with art, you don't touch anything unless you have gloves on. There's the bathroom again. Wow, a fold-down sink.
And then this folds up, and it's beautiful wood, mahogany.
If you pull the bed up, would this bottom bunk be made into like a seating area,
Yeah,
like a couch?
2
sofa?
seats.
Okay. This is Mabel's.
With pink.
Oh, of course. Oh, there are those shades of pink. And so she could have had guests in here with her as well. And the sink, is this gold leaf?
No, I think that's probably nickel.
Oh, okay.
It's just reflecting.
It's still beautiful. We could pretend it's gold. Okay.
It's King Tutankhamun's tomb.
Sure looks like it. Oh, okay. So I see what it would have looked like.
And you can see it did have a fire when it was, they made this a fishing camp and put it by a river years ago in the 40s and 50s. So it did suffer from a little fire damage. They left it.
I'm glad that they didn't lose everything though.
See, this is part of her suite still.
So we've
With
still
the
got
pink.
the pink. And there are switches here on the wall. Are those the light switches? Very cool. Okay. Oh, this is incredible. This is the showstopper.
Yes, this Nick really used to love it.
And you can see the ceiling. And I just love all the windows. I mean, you imagine the colorful light that would have come through here. A Trolla, okay. Is that authentic as well?
It wasn't theirs, but he had one here.
He had one here. So.
Yeah, they've recreated these. So, you know, this had been a fishing camp, so they might not have all the original furnishings, but they have records of what was here.
Certainly,
So
yeah.
they've had to recreate it.
Would this have been John Ringling's desk?
I think he might have probably worked at
Worked?
the dining table.
Oh,
something
probably
bigger.
worked. Yeah, certainly.
I
Okay.
think that's for serving, I would think.
But I love the view all the way down to the end of the car. That
See,
is
that
just
folds up
gorgeous.
as well.
I mean, they could dance in here if they
And that
wanted
makes
to.
into a bed. 2 beds when you pull it apart.
Do you know if they often had guests with them when they
I
traveled by
think they
train?
traveled, with
Yeah.
fans.
With-
I think family more than.
Just
I think
beautiful.
even his brother passed, and they brought his body on this to go to the new location where he was to
Really?
be buried.
Oh,
Yeah.
every detail.
Nice.
It's just pristine. I mean, just even down to the doors. Wow. So these are the real train wagons, not train wagons, circus wagons. And I remember in the chronology for the book, I have the year marked when they transitioned from wagons over to trains. I can't remember what the year is now, but. So the big cats, would they have been in this one?
If it has a cat on it. I know that we do have one. Might be on the other side. It'll have a carving to tell you what would be in
Oh, okay.
the cage.
And I read somewhere as well, I don't remember the date, so it may have been late 1890s or early 1900s, but the hippopotamus was one of the most sought after animals to
Oh, yeah.
see. So when they did the parades, they would keep that animal closed up or
And
keep
the
it back.
giraffe, too.
And the giraffe. So people would have to pay to come to the show to see those. That's really smart, you know?
P.T. Barnum did all of that, so I think they had a guide to go
They
by.
just kind of carried that over, I see.
He was really big on the sideshow.